Human trafficking, an issue that a lot of young people don't think too much about, or even imagine they or their friends could possibly be touched by. It's a weird term, human trafficking. If you've ever heard it before, maybe you think of someone being kidnapped, bundled up in a car, and driven or shipped overseas. Actually, kidnapping is rare in the US. However, each year in America, thousands of human trafficking victims are lured or tricked or blackmailed into a kind of trap. And usually, they're held not by chains, but by threats, despair, drug dependency, a lack of options, and sometimes even a fear of going to the police. Human trafficking involves a type of modern slavery. In the US, victims are usually girls, though boys are trafficked as well, usually teen or preteen, and are usually forced to work as prostitutes. Social media has given predators and human traffickers an effective new way to recruit victims. Today, we'll try to explore the intersection of social media and human trafficking. And while we'll try to keep it light, the underlying stories are based on serious, regrettably true scenarios.
Oh, a jock in detention. This is my shocked face.
Hey, what's with the attitude?
We all know about jocks and their attitudes, about everything.
Juanita, you said you liked that soccer player last year, remember?
Zip it, Sonia, now's not the time.
All I did was sit down and you start making fun of me. What's wrong with being a jock?
Nothing, if the jock in question is an all-district swimmer.
Kat, you're late for detention.
I know, I apologize. And I also forgive myself. I just hope Coach forgives me. I'll be late for practice. I got caught speeding in the parking lot. I had a Red Bull and a brownie for lunch. What'd you do?
Third time late to school this week. I can barely drag myself out of bed, so why come anyway?
Chewing gum.
No thanks.
No. I mean, I got busted for chewing gum.
Gum? Really? That's lame. That don't compare.
You mean that doesn't compare?
Excuse me, Professor Know-It-All. Speaking of which, how's your college boyfriend?
For real? What college boyfriend?
Oh, Roberto Johns Hopkins.
Roberto Johns Hopkins? Cool.
He seems like a nice guy, but I'm taking it slow. He hopes to come down so we can meet and hang out, maybe over the holidays. Hey, I heard you've been talking to someone, Juanita.
Well, if you must know, yeah, I met this cool guy online. He's rich, he lives in Miami, and he's hot. We Snapchat 3 times a day, and now he's asking if we can go to a different website. You know, off the grid, so we don't have to worry.
About?
You know, people snooping around. No one needs to know our business.
Careful, girl. Not everyone is who you think they are, and going to a private chat room just feels weird.
He's cool. His name's Mario, and he's a talent agent. He says I'm beautiful. What?
Don't you be getting goldfished.
Catfished. But it could be worse than that. He sounds old. Bet he has a landline, owns albums, uses email.
Lay off. Look, things are real bad at home. I'm just always so sad, and he makes me happy.
I get it, but some guys are just online scammers. That's what they love to do, scam on the internet. And once they find someone who—
Quiet!
Sounds like she means it this time. Y'all better be quiet.
Hey man, sorry for being a jerk earlier. I'm just having a rough, life. So, go Eagles?
No problem.
Hi. Hi. I wouldn't lean on that pole too much. Dog just came by. My name is John. I live over in that house. I miss my dog. I had a hamster a few years back, but it escaped. I like to think he's been hanging out in the backyard, but I know he's probably not. I like Labradors. Dogs, not hamsters, of course. But my mom... My friends call me Jack. My friends, well, it's weird. I just started high school and my old middle school friends are kind of not there anymore. And boy, it's hard to make new friends sometimes. So I guess I don't really have a lot of friends that call me Jack. To tell you the truth, it's been no good at home since Dad left. Sure, Mom puts up a brave face, but she's all broken up about it. I tell you, just between us, half the time I wake up in the morning and Mom's still asleep on the couch. Weather Channel, high volume. She tells everyone she has the flu, but she's had it now for 6 months. You're a good listener. I feel like I can tell you anything. I had the biggest crush on this girl, Paula Berkowitz, last year, and I went up to ask her to a dance, and she said, "Who are you?" I don't think she was trying to be mean.
Why are you telling me all this? I don't know you.
You seem cool. What else? Oh yeah, I cried watching Toy Story 3. I thought free range was how you cook chickens. Speaking of chickens, my crazy Uncle Harold acts like one sometimes if he skips his meds. On a field trip in 7th grade, we went to a water park in my swim trunks.
Stop.
Why would anyone share their secrets with a stranger like that? With social media, it is a weirdly common thing. Teens build trusted relationships over the internet and sometimes feel comfortable sharing everything, even their innermost secrets, with people they've never even met. And oftentimes, we're talking deeply personal secrets, ones they'd never share with even their parents or their best friend. Sometimes the cyber connection seems more real, more authentic than real life. But you have to be smarter. Someone with bad intentions can use the personal information you share against you. General rule, if you don't want your parents to see it, then you probably shouldn't be posting it on the internet. Traffickers can use your sense of shame, guilt, or embarrassment to blackmail you. You wouldn't think it happens, but it happens all the time. Sometimes it leads unsuspecting kids into the hands of human traffickers.
Hey, Kat. This math homework is killing me. I'm so over it. What's with the wet hair? Swim team?
Nah, close though. I'm getting certified as a lifeguard.
You're such an overachiever. First making it to regionals and science fair and now this.
Oh, okay. That reminds me. Mr. Garland, who runs the science fair, told me the funniest joke earlier. So, a photon is going through airport security, and the TSA agent asks him if he has any luggage. And the photon says, "No, I'm traveling light."
I'm sure that's funny. Sometimes you're so pretentious.
Pretentious? Moi? What's up with you?
I'm out of here, that's what.
Whoa, you're not going anywhere until we redo your math homework. My girl is not going to fail algebra. Let's get to work.
You're not listening to me. No one ever listens to me. Did you even hear what I said? I'm leaving. Mario sent me a bus ticket for Miami and I'm going there this weekend. He's gonna get me a modeling job, and so math doesn't really matter to me anymore. I'll be just fine without it.
Juanita, don't do this. I mean, I know you're going through hard times and I've seen you pull back, but you're just making a rash decision. Just think about it some more. You're just panicking. You gotta have hope.
Hope? For what? My dad's not around. My mom works all the time. I never see her. My sister left 5 years ago and she's still working in a minimum wage job. Hope's pretty much used up around here.
Listen to me. I have a bad feeling about this guy. I mean, has he ever tried to come meet you or visit you? 2 things about con artists. They love to scam, and once they found someone vulnerable, they can't resist.
What about you? Don't you have an internet boyfriend?
Roberto? No, that's a very different thing. He's in college. He's gonna come visit me over Christmas. And that's not important right now. Listen, I'm your best friend, and I care about you. Have you heard of a riptide? A riptide is when the ocean sucks you out to shore. It's terrifying, and there's nothing you can do about it because it's an overwhelming force and you can't fight it. You just know that you're going the wrong way. Maybe that's how you feel in your life right now. Bad situation and no hope. A lot of people die from riptides, but it's because they freak out, they flail, and they lose their heads. But if you can just keep your head, this will pass. And once the force of the tide dies down, you can just swim back to the shore. Now, do you want to freak out and make bad choices? Or do you want to be in charge of your own fate and your own path? Don't you want to be a swimmer?
Yeah, but Kat, he cares about me.
Do you really know that, though? Look, I try to put up a big show, I guess, but I don't have all the answers. I make mistakes, and I've done some stuff I shouldn't have. But you know who has the answers? You do. You just have to believe in yourself. Don't go to Mario. You barely know him, and he might be dangerous, and really bad things could happen. Just think about it some more, okay? Well, since I'm here now, and I am a math genius, let's at least just get your homework done. But promise me you'll think about things later, okay?
Juanita listened to Kat. She didn't go to Mario, who was, in fact, a human trafficker. Social media has opened up access to kids by traffickers. Before, traffickers would have to hang around schools, playgrounds, malls, and movie theaters to find kids who might be susceptible. Now, they just hop online. Many cases of internet-related sex trafficking start off seemingly harmless at first. Traffickers will monitor posts, pick their targets, and prey on their weaknesses. If a kid posts that their parents just don't understand them, or about how sad and depressed they are, that is someone that traffickers will try to recruit and try to find a way into their lives. It's called grooming. Traffickers sympathize with and flatter their targets. They promise attention, excitement, a new environment, maybe even some modeling work. Many times predators will meet a victim on a well-known site, like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or Snapchat, and then convince them to chat on lesser-known sites, like Kik, Whisper, or Omegle. After building up a trust and rapport, sometimes traffickers will request an explicit photo from their victims, promising to keep it private. But then, traffickers can engage in cyber blackmail, threatening to post the provocative photo online unless they get what they want, which can include cash payments, sex with the victim, and/or having sex with strangers for money. That's what happened to Kat. Her internet boyfriend was a fake. He never visited, and he was never a college student. And once he had possession of an explicit picture of her, he threatened to post it on a new fake Facebook page, inviting her friends and family to the new site. Many teens, including Kat, would do almost anything to prevent that from happening. She considered going to the police, but she was ashamed. Social media is here to stay. Almost everyone who is sexually trafficked in the U.S. is not actually physically forced into it, but rather they are lured, tricked, coerced, or blackmailed. Let us all resolve to be smart and help raise awareness about the dangers of cyber predators. Also, know some of the signs of sexual trafficking. Teenagers with bruises, much older controlling adults, anxious withdrawn behavior, breaking contact with friends, or inconsistent stories about their lives. If you think there might be a problem, reach out to parents, teachers, or trusted adults. You just might prevent a tragedy. Thank you.